Everybody doing? How's everybody feeling today? I'm not the best today, but I'm going to try and power through this and at least give you something that's fun to watch at the very least. It might be a bit more chill than usual. I'm not going to be as loud as I was before. Maybe this is better for you. Maybe you don't like me when I'm loud. I don't know. And it may go a bit shorter, but I hope everybody is okay with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. We're gonna be playing some Nine Kings today. It's on the Game Pass, so I thought I'd give it more of a shot. I've been playing a bit of it. It's pretty fun. I don't see myself playing a metric ton of this game. I feel like it's one of those games that you play a bit of, you sort of do everything, and then you're done, you know? But yeah, let's move over to it. So I've unlocked I think all but one of the kings that are around at the moment. No, I've unlocked all of them, but I haven't played the King of Progress yet. So we'll probably start with playing the King of Progress. You'll sort of figure out what this is like. Pardon me. You'll sort of find out what this is like while I play. But it's generally, you have this grid. You put down your base. You get these units or turrets. And then it does an auto battler where you fight another one of the kings. And then you get a card from said king because you've beaten them. We'll pick up this demon altar. Because why not? My thinking is if I get this converter down, it makes summons that maybe, because it's every time for each, what is it, for each dead ally. Well, maybe that'll be useful. 9 precision cards. I think this is just an incredible card. It effectively means that each one of these things, when they do a buff, your buff towers, when they do a buff, they do 2 buffs instead. Which when they're leveled up and they get like 3 and 4 and 5, it stops becoming as relevant, but at the very least it starts out pretty good. And it doesn't become that much worse after the fact. By the way, before anybody says, I am fine. I've got a bit of a cold, and because of the sore throat that I had over last night, I didn't really get any sleep. And so I think most of this is because of the lack of sleep. So you don't need to overly worry about what's happening. What's cool about this converter is it does effectively infinite damage, but obviously it's very slow. But they don't look at the rats as actual enemies, and so it can be a bit of a hard... I need a front line, you see. I'd love a defender. Because they can hold the line and they reflect damage even though they don't do very much damage themselves. Obviously, this isn't my preferred. This isn't my preferred king, and I'm not sure if these are working well, but I've committed to it now, so king of nothing's pretty decent. Do this. So we sacrificed the bank there that was only just giving us 3 money every turn, and instead we got levels up in 2 of our things. Yeah, we're not doing very well, and this is a pretty low difficulty. I don't think the King of Progress is my sort of one to play. You can see the numbers of how much damage they've done. And sadly, I'm not getting enough health on these defenders for them to be able to survive long enough. Although we've done pretty well there. I think we've done pretty well. Do we want a cemetery? I mean, it's better than nothing, surely. Probably want this, we probably want this. We'd love that as well. Here's hoping that we can get some sort of damage buffs to the point where they're killing stuff very quickly. Those that are in white means that they're, I believe they are summons. Which is notable because I think there's, I guess summons can't make more summons. Oh, I lost. You see if it makes it to the, if it makes it to the end, it makes it to your spot here, it's, you will lose a life, and you have 3 lives. There is a cool perk system once you level up a particular king that can really help you on the harder difficulties. If I play it here, it doesn't. Level up actually can't be used in a particularly good way. Base plot up by 3 is something, I guess. I think we want right here so that we can do this. I'm hoping that just those extra little troops means that we can actually survive. Like if a backline gets into my ranged troops, at least when they do die, they become an imp that can potentially hold them back. It seems to have done something. I don't know if we want to buff everything by 15% or whether we want to upgrade these to level 3. Or do we want to make our... We probably want to level this up by 3. You can level up your base, but it can only go up by 3 unless you have a specific talent that allows it to go up to like 9. Adding this 2% and I think it gets to 6% later on is not a huge amount, I imagine, but it's something. Converter towers now summon bombers instead of lab rats. That feels fun, seeing as that we have converters. In fact, we could have multiple converters. Is that better? Probably, right? I imagine that an upgraded one isn't twice as fast as a regular one. And that means they die quickly so that my demon can get stronger. This feels like the best. This seems like the best card. It just allows you to level up anything. I guess we want to do this so that they're getting plus an extra 2% on damage. Extra 15% stats is probably better in the long run. I don't see the summons because of the big tower in front of it, but I imagine it's helping. I guess not. Extra 15% on those seems like it might be useful. Maybe the guns are doing enough damage that potentially they are killing stuff off. It doesn't seem... I think we're not doing particularly well here. I mean, we do have an AoE in this sense, but... we surprisingly have survived it, eh? I'm sorry about the coughing. I'm not really quick at, like, muting myself when I'm coughing. I feel like getting 15% on them is just the best thing to do to increase our raw damage. Potentially one here. Do we want a third converter? Why not? 3 converters, why not? It kills 3 enemies and summons 3 bombers. That can't be wrong, right? Oh, okay, we've lost. I thought we were having fun here, but even on this difficulty, I can't seem to do it. I'll go back to the one I'm actually quite good at. Well, I say quite good. I mean, I'm better than that. This is the King of the Stone. He's all about putting walls up and then shooting from a distance. I think I'm pretty good at him. I've got a couple of perks on him. So if I lose a life, I get 2 Wallmaker cards, and I start with random tower cards. And my towers do a lot more damage. They do about 20% more damage. Oh, progress is kind of scary. Put this in the middle. I'd like to think just an archer tower would be enough, but I'm worried it's not, so I'll put some ballistas down. The ballistas shoot once and then have a really long wind up, so I'm kind of a lot of the time using them just for the initial buff. That was me expanding the area. You can expand to effectively one around all of the area here. And that's the max, at least that's the max I've seen. That was a bad placement because this is a moving flamethrower turret. So I should have really put that near the front. Stronghold Tower, built twice fast. This one probably. Pardon me. I think putting the crit on them, just because the first shot hit can go through loads of enemies and potentially kill them, might be a good idea. I haven't gotten the thing that makes this really good. I think we're gonna play this converter so that we can we can sell it effectively to upgrade our stuff. That's worrying, but not hugely worrying. So first things first, we'll destroy this to level those up. Then we're going to put these here. So now we have a wall up that means that they don't instantly just attack our base. They have to go past the wall. Which means our turrets get a lot more time. It turns this into less of like summoning units to defend and more of like a tower defense kind of thing. Putting this down just means we're getting a passive 2% bonus to all of our towers, which is pretty huge. I would love a trebuchet, they're really good. A quarry is pretty good as well, but I'm gonna re-roll for the trebuchet. I'd like to fight the King of Nothing as well. He's really good for getting just buffs up. And I do realise that psychologically I'm probably making myself sound more sick than I actually am. I do realise that. I'm fine. I'm not that badly. This is a beacon. We like beacons. Beacons go down and they buff. If we can get to a point where the trebuchet is doing a lot of damage because it's firing often, then we've made the right choice. A converter just to sell. I don't think we want that. I think overhaul might be useful. None of these are useful. We'll take a second ballista. And we'll re-roll just to get rid of all of our money. We could play the defenders to then overhaul them to level stuff up. It hit the beacon, which is really good, because that means that we can get even more buffs every turn. We've effectively boosted our ability by 50%. Another one of these is pretty useful. I think we'll put it here, because actually putting a new one down is better than upgrading the old one, because you're getting 2 buffs from the new one, and the old one you're only getting 1 additional buff. The Rainbow Army always gives you a weird card, and they're not like a king, unless maybe they'll in the future potentially be a king. So here's my thinking. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to use Echo Form to... What do you mean it failed? Is it not supposed to do it into an empty plot? There's an empty plot right there. Oh, I didn't read the card. That's fine. Well, it's not fine, it's very worrying, but there's nothing we can do. Pardon me. Upgrading this probably is better in the long run. This is doing more damage than this is at this point. There's a logic to potentially upping my quarry. But I think, go towards attack speed more than I go towards anything else. Double the damage of all towers seems good. Do I want to buff that? Probably not. Do I want to get a bit more money? Probably not. I definitely should have upgraded the quarry instead of the beacon. But I didn't know in hindsight that I was going to be getting this stuff. Is there anything I want from progress? Probably not. I kind of want to get rid of these. But this Midas dust touch. We should keep them then and upgrade them. At the very least, the first initial shot knocks out some of them and does some damage to some of the others. You know? And with the increase to their attack, their attack speed, eventually we'll get to a point where they're strong. Getting a blacksmith would be quite useful. But this wild card is generally quite good. Oh, we failed the prosperity because I forgot the literal thing that in my head I was constantly thinking. Oh well, we'll try and make some money back with the... Quarry or trebuchet, please. I'll take a quarry. The problem with the blacksmith is you want it in a place where it hits multiple people, and I've sadly not put it in the right place. This beacon isn't beaconed enough. These two are still doing more damage than my trebuchet, which is not doing a good showing for the trebuchet. No, that's not a good sign either. Although, we have killed them. I almost want to overhaul this just to... I think we'll take one just in case. Now, do we go... Where do we go? Here? Seems like a good spot. Here? So we could put a buff on that. Yeah, that's probably a good spot. We put it here. That starts buffing there. If we can get another stone boy, I'd be really happy with another trebuchet in that stone spot. cool thing about the trebuchets is that every tower building you have, every construct you have in your place, it buffs it. I wanna. Okay, I'll take this. So every one of those things we put down that isn't a troop is buffing it. Because it's shooting another shot. The King of Greed feels like the king I don't want to be fighting as much. Because they're... my only troops just die very quickly to it. But the vaults are something that I at least can put down temporarily and then immediately overhaul. I swear it said 999 on the board then, but maybe it was 9, but there was a lot of them, so it looked like they were one number. None of these are good. We'll pick up this. Okay, that's pretty good. I think it hit the cauldron, the flamethrower tower, the blacksmith, and the trebuchet. I thought it only did 2, but that's really useful. I could finish it off with this. I don't like the greed boy. Even with all the buffs we're putting onto the trebuchet, it doesn't seem like it's the proper damage dealer. Although it's not doing horrendously. Oh, another trebuchet. Yes, please. We just want to be raining down rocks on everything. And now that our walls reflect a bit of damage, that's pretty useful. I mean, they don't survive very long, which is a worry. But what can you do about that? There's not much you can do about that. I'd love to put another beacon down somewhere. Maybe here. I think it's never bad to have one. Quarry. Beacon. Oh, I can't put that down. They're both 3. Yeah, I forgot about that. Upgrade our stronghold twice. Oh, I can't. Sell this for money. I'm not thinking we're not the strongest. This isn't the best build I've done. Pardon me. But we're doing okay. I think this arrow tower has been the king at the moment. This is pretty useful as an enchantment for here, just so that they survive an extra hit. They didn't survive that much because the fire rate of the King of Progress's gunners is pretty high. If I could get rid of another one, I would probably get rid of the King of Progress at this point. Anything this? Now where do I want to put this? Logic dictates that we should probably focus this thing. But I think in the long run this one will be stronger. And therefore I'm going to put the beacon right here. It doesn't have the poison, but it's doing equivalent damage to the flamethrower. That's my thinking at the very least. Is this max level? It is. I guess we could take this, but I would very much like the wild card. This seems like a general buff. It just means there's an extra tick of poison going on. If I had another spot, I would put this in. Whereas I do have another spot for this that would buff the health by a bit. It's hard to figure out which one is better, but I think it's this one. I'll take the double damage of my turrets again. How much is this extra health? It's an extra 1,000, that's something, right? I'm not sure what kind of damage the enemies are doing, but we can kind of do that in 2 shots with some of our weapons. Which, I mean, doesn't give me a huge amount of feel of like this is a good thing. But my hope is that they have, in comparison, a lot less damage. Oh, we're gonna get another stone thing. That's pretty useful. Trebuchet is probably the thing to go for. This beacon could be earthquaked. So we earthquake this, we put down this, then we put down another trebuchet that's now getting the buffs of both of them. Which means it's not incredibly strong now, but it will over time. And I know I only have 2 turns before the boss, because you can see it here. But I still think it's probably better in the long run than anything else there. I don't know which king we're fighting. I wonder if it tells you there now. But the end of it, you fight like a super unit that's the king's like... I think it's supposed to embody like what the actual king is. King of Progress, I believe. I don't remember what theirs is. I don't think it's a guy with a plague mask on that inexplicably has a 12 pack or whatever he has, like a 6 pack. No, it's a robot. It's a cardboard box robot. I think I might lose. Never mind. I think I might win. So you can continue playing on an endless mode, but I find that a lot of what that is you just sitting there as you absolutely demolish everything that comes through. So we didn't level up, but we did get to the higher level. So we're gonna try that out, but I don't have much hope for us, if I'm being brutally honest. Especially with the King of Greed. And this hand not being the best. I'm trying to be smart here and figure out what's the best spot to put this. I believe it's here, then Earthquake, then here. I don't like that they keep giving me ballistas. That's not the kind of things I want in my hand. A quarry is a good start, but it's useless if we don't have anything to use the quarry on. If we put it here, if we put it here, we get the thing and they can put them there. Yeah. I'm glad that we're fighting the King of Stone multiple times, because we need a lot of... I'd very much like a trebuchet, please. A quarry's pretty decent. We can put that randomly here. Please give me... Wildcard's pretty good, but is this better? Just for like raw stats? Probably. Increase damage here, and then we're gonna put this here. So my thinking is the ballistas can hold the line, and the more that there are, the more that they can shoot. I'm kind of worried that I'm gonna lose right here. Oh, thank God we have not. Another quarry. I really would like a ballista. I'll take another quarry. We'll put it here. I don't know where we'd put it. Here. We want 2 of them down because we probably want to have double buffs going on. I don't like the King of Greed. There's not many things that I want from the King of Greed in terms of cards. I guess the vault's pretty cool. Prosperity, if we have less than 20. Okay, I can do that. We're gonna play this down even though it doesn't get us anything. We potentially should have put it here so that we could use the earthquake for much better efficiency. Please give me the trebuchet. Thank you kindly. We play that down. We now need... Oh, what am I talking about? There is one thing we want from the King of Greed. Obviously, we want the beacon. I maybe should have tried to roll for that. I don't know if I had the ability to, but I feel like maybe I should have. Oh, we lost. A quarry? I think we need another trebuchet, please. None of those help. I guess spells sort of helps. I'm not happy about that. I'll put the converter down. And I'll sell this. I don't want to put my walls down until I make a spot that I don't care about. Please give me the beacon, thank you. I wish I could get rid of you now, but I can't. I'll have to get rid of you. I'm sorry about this. It's not the best stream, I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best though. None of these are useful. This may get some use out of it. We need that gone. I'd very much like the card that allows me to sacrifice a plot of land for money, as that would be very efficient for me. As much as I'd like a second beacon, I need mortgage. Oh, I hope I can win this if I don't get the special source that comes from Rainbow Army. The trebuchet seems to be killing a fair amount of them, but no, we've lost. Oh, we haven't lost. They're still alive? We're still alive. We did it. Cool. Duplicate target and all of its stats to one. I'll try this again. There. We'll play the beacon. Unless it says troops and I'm completely wrong. We will check. I don't think we can sadly use it though because we need the wall. I think the wall has greatly increased our chances here. I don't think we want any of those. I don't think we want to. We take offering. We're gonna sell this. We do this to level up a bunch of stuff. What's doing the best damage? This is probably doing the best damage, but this is the best damage overall. I will say, any win I've had, I've always had the overworked talent, the one that does doubles your buffs. I do think that one is maybe overpowered. Well, not overpowered, but significantly more powerful than the other ones. By comparison. Adjacent. That's what I missed out before. It said adjacent. Offering is pretty useful for us. Prosperity, we weren't getting that, sadly. I'm not playing very incredible here. I'm not being as efficient as I should be. I know that for a fact. But luckily they've grouped up so that my flamethrower can do a lot of damage to them. I'm not sure if I can definitely say that that's the reason behind why. So I think we're still going to put the buff on this. Just because that means it's 15% faster, which, you know, that does add up. It's not very fast at the moment, if I'm being honest. This is right. Play this here. There's a solid argument I should be putting it on the quarries. I didn't really think about it, but I guess it would have doubled our efficiency. Why are we not killing the fast one? Game. We're gonna try that again, because I think that showed it was feasible. I think I just need to lock in a bit more, and also I have a new perk to use, and I think it'll just go into... I think it'll just go into this again. I think having 10% extra damage on my towers when towers are my major thing is probably the right thing to go. Mr. Spells is not an incredible thing to be getting. And I seem to be in a constant situation of I seem to be in a constant situation of getting these ballistas for some reason, even though they're not my favourite things in the world. And for some reason, I'm not putting these trebuchets in the back. Again, these are the little things I think I'm not locking in with. You know what? We've done it. Was that the right decision? Who knows? Probably not. But we get to do this, which I guess can't be that bad. And then we get to do this. And now we're in a situation where, although we might lose, we didn't lose. Quarry's really good. This is probably good in the long run. Every spot's going to be a spot that's needed, but here's the least needed spot. I think this is our first loss because we need a wall up. Sadly, the wall will have to block one of these important slots. We'll go with this one. But now we have 4 ballistas and a thing that can guard us, which reflects damage. So I think we're in a good spot. This is a unit specific one. This is a unit specific. This is a unit specific. Pick up the stronghold. We just gotta hope we've got enough money. We just gotta hope we've got enough money to constantly re-roll when it talks about peace. Because we do not want to be in a situation where we're still fighting the King of Spells. He doesn't have anything that we use. Statistically, we should put it here. Because they can... it means the same thing, actually. I think getting the poison on everything, especially in these early turns where poison's king, is a very important thing to do. Wage war. Who are we already at war with? I'd like the King of Nothing. He's fun to fight. I'm so worried about the King of Greed, but we have to fight him because although he has the speedy boys that are worrying, he also has the beacons that we want and that we're hoping we can get quickly buffing all of our stuff. All we have is this wall at the moment. This is not the strategy I've won before with, by the way. It had a mix of arrow turrets, it had a mix of the other stuff. None of these are useful. I can't buy any of these. I would love to buy this trebuchet. I guess we upgrade our... What's this? Expand your arena, battle. Decree. Is the decree potentially peace? I'd love it if it was peace. Beacon. These ones do more damage. What I don't understand is that this one is doing as much damage as these guys, even though it's not getting the buff to its attack speed. So you would have thought in the long run they should be doing more damage. But I guess it's not to the point where they do 2 shots in the time in which he does 1 shot, because that's... Oh, that would be a lot of 2%. That would be 52%. Let's put one here so that I can put this tower. So now every turn it'll spend 9 to upgrade something. I don't like the immediate Stone Rebellion attack on my wall, but even if I had troops out there, it would still do that because they are piercing attacks. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'd maybe get rid of the beacon to play something. I'd love, really, another beacon if I was being honest. Flamethrower turret's cool. We don't have enough to click this, and we don't have traps, so I guess crits. I don't want these, they're not good. This, I guess. I don't know why that double... Oh, because of this thing. But, I mean, this is a very strong tower now, right? They'd have a hard time breaking through this until they get to the later game stuff. I mean, I do feel like I need to get rid of this, though. Just because these are useless. What am I supposed to do with this? I guess I play this, then I immediately sacrifice it to level stuff up. And sell one of those. This does do what I think it does. Spend 9 gold every year to level up 1 plot. Costs 3 less per level, so it's using 6 gold a turn. I like how we have the 2 waves now of the fast attack speed ones, the ones that are getting double, and the ones that are getting single. Zenith? Or Zenith? I don't know what it is. I think the flame turret is kind of needed to keep the chaff from destroying the wall, like that. I think the 15% stat bonus plus the level up will mean that this one does really well. Sadly, the damage is not hugely buffed. But it's not unhugely buffed. Oh, wild card's good. What do I buff? Do I buff this? Do I buff this? It's just leveling up random things, which is never bad, right? And with me leveling that up, it meant it got a level up this turn. Oh, I've not done well here. I think I don't know what to say here. I'm like, I do think I can do this, and so I'm going to keep trying. It's always the same people. Why do I keep getting ballistas? I don't like them. Why do I keep getting these two? I don't like this. I don't know, just play them here. Am I gonna lose in the first area? There's no way that happens. Oh, there's not even a beacon here. What's the point if you don't get a beacon? I mean, if I lose early on, I think I'm just gonna call it and quick restart. Because I think I'm at the point where you need a good build at the start for it to actually be good. You know what? I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna quick restart this. Can I quick restart it? If I click quit. Quick restart, yes. Oh, that's an even worse group. Do I... You know what? We're doing it. That's fine. Trebuchet. Earthquake. No, wait. Trebuchet. Earthquake. Trebuchet. beacon. Boom. I think we might lose to these demons, but if we, I feel confident enough that if we lose here, we're put in a situation where we get a wall and we're fine. That's literally the only card that's useful for us. That's fine. Okay, this is my plan. We put this here, then we put this here, then we do this. Now we have an upgraded trebuchet, we have an upgraded flame boy. Beacon, okay. We're gonna play this just to get some walls up. Especially against these people. Do you reckon when they're attacking they calculate giving buffs to the... Yeah. Oh. I've just realised that she says shapeshifter. That's supposed to be shapeshifter, isn't it? Because it works with the whole disguise thing. I don't know how long I've been listening to this song, and the fact that I've only just realised now that you can do... Can I put a stronghold here? You can. That's good to know. I desperately need a quarry of some kind, though. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the wall? No, nothing, please. I'm sorry, it's actually just, it's really surprising me that I've only just realised that. It makes so much sense now that I hear the word shapeshifter. Oh well. It was worth rolling for it for a wild card. Here's hoping for a quarry. And do I re-roll for it? We do. I don't care that I don't have anything for here. I believe the best spot to put this is here. Thing is about trebuchets that I didn't think about until just now. First off, I just put this here, which was a stupid thing to do. I just realised. I know you're probably shouting at the screen. That's the place that gets double damage, and you just got something that would have really likes having double damage. Don't break down the walls, please. Please don't break down the walls. Please, thank you. Spend 9 gold. That's felt like it was too much. Let's do this. I believe here is where we want. And we do this. Yeah, that's good. It would have been even better if I'd put the quarry in the right place. I think these are little things that I would have thought of if I was 100%, and also I took the time to actually think about stuff. I could put a blacksmith right here. It's an extra little buff. Alternatively, this level up just levels up anything. I think we'll do this. Because any bit of buffs means that there's stuff that dies. Oh, I didn't realize they could teleport to the wall. That's annoying. The walls, this attack speed seems much better actually. No, we don't have enough for it. These will be saved to be sacrificed. Extra 13% is still relevant. Oh, we're not killing stuff nearly fast enough. You want the first wave to kill at least some of the chaff. I really hope that word isn't bad. Okay, I can't use it for that. Because I've been using it so often for like the enemies you don't really care about. So if I find out that that word is like a horrendous slur or something, I will feel really... I'll just feel sad, really. I would kind of like a bank, please. Mercenaries are fine. So I'll play the mercenaries. They maybe take up 0.2 seconds and then die. Yeah, because the demons, I believe, are ranged. Interesting that their demons are not in fact white, and so they are in fact not summons. I love how occasionally I just hear my mum shouting at the cats, and I just think to myself, they don't understand what no means. You know, you think about it for a bit, and you think, well, I'm pretty sure they don't know what you mean at any points. I'm kind of hoping for... I don't know what we're hoping for here. Another trebuchet is pretty good. Is another trebuchet really good? I guess it is, but I don't think I want to upgrade these because there's so many ways you can upgrade them normally. So I think we just take this. We open up here. And then we put a trebuchet here. And now when I get something I can put in that slot that I don't care about. So like any troops I get from here. Effectively, if I get anything from here that isn't a beacon, am I good? I'm kind of good. Ow, I was almost good. Okay, we can put one wall down here and then sacrifice that to get a bunch of levels. And then probably upgrade our wall again. Maybe I do need a defensive unit just to hold the line so that they don't get to the wall. Maybe my strategy only works in the early levels. I mean, this is good. This makes me kind of want to put this down. But I know if I put this down, I lose out on a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna hope that these guys die quickly. We do have an upgraded wall since we fought them last. Yeah, it's better. It's holding a lot longer. This is good. We put this down. I've got to hope I can kill the archers quickly. It seems like we're good against the King of Nothing. We're kind of made for fighting the King of Nothing. Oh, let's get rid of... No, I want greed gone. As much as this one gives me nothing, I prefer it giving me nothing over... over it being a bad fight for me. I'm sure I've made the wrong choice there. Because I'm not that good against the King of Blood or whatever his name is. I think we should just stop putting quarries down here. There's a spot here we could potentially open up to put a buff for these guys. Sadly, the buffs are on these ones instead of this one. Because this one's getting the absolute most buffs. I guess we pick this up because it's something we can sacrifice. These are all units, that means it's useless. I think bumping up this to max level is just a no-brainer, seeing as it's the most buffed. And so, I don't know what the difference is between level 2 and level 3. But this one does almost double the damage. This one's hit per second is 1.27, this one is 3.05. This one's got nothing. Which is actually quite sad. And this one's not doing good either. Even with that damage, which is equivalent to that actually. Only at level 1. You know what, this probably actually needs a little bit of a buff. Never mind, it's not relevant compared to these guys, is it? All of these are 3. Yeah, quarry's not though. If we find a buff, we're putting it here. There is a logic if I'm just going straight damage to instead of put down another quarry, because it's better than upgrading a quarry. But I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. we probably want to upgrade. I mean, this is now better than these two. So there's a logic to upgrading this. But there's also a logic to upgrading this. Because it hits 3 people. So it's an extra 2% every turn to 3 different turrets that are like my first, third, and fourth strongest guys. I mean, more buffs is more buffs, right? If I don't get a buff tower right now that I want instead of a quarry, I think we just put down a quarry there. I don't think a blacksmith is good enough actually for that spot. I think we just want a quarry. This does 2% to everything. This does 2% to things adjacent. In our specific build, that's just better. I don't think this matters. We're probably selling any of those we get. Are these fully... That's not fully done. That's probably better. We're not getting those anymore, so... That's 100% a better option, and then we just sell these. I think our build is good enough to beat the boss now, which I would hope so, seeing as we're on the second to last area. Pardon me. You know what? I think my throat's getting a little dry, so after we're done with this boss, I'll take like a minute to make myself a drink. I won't be moving from stream, so it should be fine, but... King of Nothing is fighting us. Oh, wait, is this a spot? No, cool. We're just gonna sell everything. I'm not even sure that was level 3. I should have probably put it onto that ages ago, if I'm being honest. I missed out on at least 4% of damage on those, on my first and my third damagey thing. You can see why I think I'm okay at this. At this king. We'll try Duke next turn, Prince next, and just give me a minute to just get myself a drink. You know, back in the day, and I don't know how relevant this is to people who don't live in my country, but there used to be all our fruit juices, like our cartons of like a lot of fruit juice. They used to have like a thing you had to pull out that sort of sealed it. That thing's not in anything anymore, I've noticed. And I don't know if it's I've upped my quality of fruit juice or I've lowered my quality of fruit juice. But let's just say I don't think it's that I've upped it. I think I might try, seeing as I don't have the greed boy. I might try and put a blacksmith in the middle. This archer tower is underrated. It does a lot of my damage a lot of the time. Maybe I should have put it on the flaming boy. I think it's relevant that they actually didn't get close enough to my wall until there was one unit. I think that's relevant. That's at least to me. We're not getting the blacksmiths. You know, I'm feeling a lot better than I did this morning. If I was how I was this morning, you wouldn't be getting a stream. Cause even if I was streaming, it would have been more impossible to pass than it is now. And I can barely talk right about now. These are useless. You're not useless. These defenders are doing their job, but they'll obviously very quickly stop doing their job because they'll die in one shot because I'm not buffing them. So my new strategy is to use and abuse them. The problem here is none of these cards are particularly useful for that plan. Pardon me. We'll just upgrade our wall a bit more. This archer tower without buffs is pretty slow, isn't it? Beacon, second beacon. We can play them both down. Look at that buff. That's a 4% buff and speed. We're almost doing a shot a second. I guess we probably want to put damage. It's not optimal, but it's probably the best thing to do in this situation. I'll give those defenders credit. They do hold on a lot longer than I expected them to hold on, bearing in mind that I have not buffed them at all. I think there's a good chance they make the Rainbow King a king, but I think these abilities would simultaneously be both too powerful and also just not feasible to have like as base abilities. I don't know where we'd expand. I guess here? Maybe then, maybe these guys can survive if I double their health. I did notice that they died in 1 second. I'm not going to overly comment about it. But no, I'm raging inside. You can't see it on my face, but I'm raging. An equivocal rage that will probably come out at some point. But also I'm feeling quite chill. You know, I don't think I can handle the 2 hours. So I think we'll... whichever run we're doing that makes it... Whichever run we're doing that... when we hit the 1.5 hours, we'll probably just... Pardon me. We'll probably just call it there. After the run is done, obviously. I'm just sort of lucky that this hasn't happened on a Wednesday or a Friday. Because these ones are a lot more relaxed, you know? I don't feel as bad with having a bit more of a lenient time scale on these things. Whereas when it comes to like the other ones, they're very heavily story based. And so I don't feel as good leaving them like missing them or making them go shorter. They're having them at different times is kind of, it's going to always happen. That's the thing. That should give me 7 more trebuchets, and the fact that it doesn't is embarrassing. Those defenders are holding on now. They're actually showing their worth. Which sounds insanely mean to be saying, and I'll be honest, it kind of is. I think this game, I don't know if it's the direction they want to go. So I could completely understand if they didn't want to do this. But I do feel like this game, the king should really have a lot more cards. But I understand part of the game is you using other people's cards. I just personally feel like there is something you could gain from just allowing it so that you can... I think you gain something from just allowing it so that there's a lot more card variety with each of the different kings. Because I genuinely feel like it does sometimes feel like there isn't any card variety. I wouldn't mind a farm. A farm. Okay. What do we want to buff? That does not a lot of damage. That does not a lot of damage. This over time does a lot of damage. Maybe I overrate the quarries in terms of how much they do compared to like just straight upgrades. If you're doing 100 damage and you get an extra 2%, you're only doing 102 damage, right? But that's 102 damage at this point times by 2. So it immediately becomes 4 damage. And then that's every turn to everything you have, right? I do think that eventually adds up. Right, we're going to play this, bump up our wall slightly for a turn, and then we'll use it to level up a couple things. I do think the Arrow Tower, although I do like it, does need some additional bonuses to make it properly work. What do I want to put that in the end of the day? I kind of wanted to put a farm there in the end of the day. I guess we'll take this. Make peace. Progress. I don't use any of your stuff. He says while using one of his stuff. I know. It's hypocritical to say I don't use any of it, but I don't use a metric ton of it. Like, I think, for example, the King of Blood has a really cool idea going, but it just doesn't have the tools that it needs to make it a full thing. And it could be good. I think having these troops here is a net bonus against the King of Greed, just cause at worst they take the brunt of it. Does that make sense? Like when I'm in a situation where they're about to teleport to the wall, instead they teleport to the, you know, the 7 enemies that just sit there, and sure, they die to one shot, but that's a shot that's not going into the wall, you know, that's a shot that's stopping them for 0.1 second. And I do think over time that does matter. I do think that does have a purpose. I mean, if you think about the fact that it then doubles, we took the double damage thing. No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. I'm not thinking straight there. Where do I want to put my quarry? Probably here. Oh, I don't have a quarry. I have a beacon. That changes things. I've made a terrible mistake there. Oh well. There's nothing I can really do about that. How much of our damage do you think comes from poison? I don't think it's a lot. There is a logic to maybe getting rid of the poison thing. And I think the reason why I've put this farm down, even though the farm is like not the best thing, especially since it does adjacent, so you probably want to have multiple troops there, is because my thinking... Quarry, that's what I wanted. I mean, it's the one that works the best with our build. Pardon me. I'll take this. We now have a citadel. That thing's at least been getting buffed since the very start. I think that's a thing that I don't really take into account. Is all these towers that are being summoned, they're also getting buffed, you know? So that the hero power doesn't sort of just disappear over time and become useless. This isn't doing a lot of damage. This isn't doing a lot. Does in the long run, but this does in the long run. Pardon me. You know what? You know what? We might actually get close to the 2-hour mark. I don't think we're at a point where we can replace that cauldron with something that would get us more of a buff than it. I think there is a sort of strategy to using the cauldron early on to win and then getting rid of it later on. But I don't know when that is, and I did not pull the trigger early enough if I did have an opportunity to do that. Who did it say we're up against? I hope it's not the king of... Oh, it's the king that I didn't want. Because he insta-kills stuff. Which means that my big chunky boys that survive a long period of time don't survive a long period of time. And the wall instantly dies. I didn't know that that was a part of it. Right, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to do a short stream. I know it's not the best, and I know I haven't been the best, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired and I'm ill and I want to go to bed and I want to relax. Hopefully I'm a lot better for Wednesday's stream. I don't think I'm going to be getting any worse at the very least. So, here's hoping. I hope you've had a good time. I hope I haven't been too bad. I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good couple of days.